Hold on to your helmets. Barcelona GP is out, and guess who's taking over? Their fiercest rivals Madrid is swooping in, leaving Catalonians fuming. They're screaming money move because Madrid dropped nearly double the cash, a whopping 500 million for 10 years. Now everyone's wondering if other iconic tracks are in the danger zone. Let's take a look. Recent news reveals that starting in 2026, Madrid will host the Spanish Grand Prix instead of Barcelona. This change reflects Formula One's shift towards making longer agreements with race organizers. This move might be challenging for events that usually have short-term deals with F1, putting 9 traditional circuits in uncertain positions for the future. On one side, the switch to Madrid shows that Formula One wants to reach more people globally and attract new fans. Madrid, being a popular tourist spot, provides an exciting backdrop for F1 racing. A street race that could grab a lot of attention from fans and the media, potentially making the sport more popular worldwide. On the other side, replacing Barcelona, a regular fixture on the F1 calendar since 1991, with Madrid raises questions about the sport's commitment to its history and long-standing relationships with traditional circuits. However, the sport's focus on its commercial interests seem to overshadow concerns about history and tradition. F1 CEO Stefano Domenicali made it clear on Tuesday that he values Madrid's commitment to F1 for the long term, praising a deal that extends until 2035. Domenicali emphasized the importance of such long-term agreements, whether with new or established promoters. This approach allows everyone involved, including promoters, partners, teams, and the sport itself, to plan and invest for the future with confidence. The extended deal provides a sense of security and a clear outlook for everyone involved. For many fans of the sport, finding the right balance between tradition and innovation is crucial to keeping Formula One's schedule interesting. However, a closer look at the current contracts for each venue reveals that, according to Liberty Media, commercial interests are now more important than historical significance. The contracts for 9 traditional circuits, where thrilling races and amazing moments have been the norm, are set to expire soon, either at the end of 2024 or 2025. These circuits include Silverstone, Suzuka, Monza, Monaco, Mexico, Shanghai, Imola, Spa, and Zandvoort. While some of these circuits may survive the upcoming negotiations, it's expected to come at a significant cost. Unfortunately for others, the exclusion will be a silent blow to their presence in the F1 paddock. The Catalonians were quick to call this deal corrupt, and in a way it's a power move from Madrid, or in other words, a money move. It is reported that Madrid offered 500 million for 10 years, which is nearly double of what Catalonia is paying. Madrid has committed 48 million euros annually to host a new Formula One Grand Prix, according to sources familiar with the negotiations. This amounts to nearly 500 million euros for the contract spanning from 2026 to 2035. This makes Madrid's deal the most expensive among European circuits, surpassing Hungary, which pays around 40 million euros yearly until 2027. Comparatively, Madrid's 48 million euros is almost double the 26 million euros paid annually by the Generalitat, the owner of the Circuit de Montmeló, for hosting the Formula One race in Catalonia. Although negotiations are ongoing, it's confirmed that from 2027, the event will no longer be named the Spanish Grand Prix. It's unlikely that Catalonia will have to match Madrid's 48 million euros. Historic circuits like Montmeló or Monza usually receive more favorable terms. However, Catalonia may need to increase its financial commitment to over 30 million euros to secure the race. Additionally, starting from 2023, new circuits without a traditional history have found it challenging to enter the Formula One calendar for less than 50 million euros. Since the news broke that Madrid aims to host a Formula One Grand Prix instead of Montmeló, there's been a consistent claim it will be a 100% private project without using public funds. However, fulfilling this statement seems challenging. Formula One typically requires an annual fee, in this case 48 million euros, which must be covered by the entity signing the contract. In this instance, it's the largely public entity IFEMA, the official promoter. Besides the fee, there are additional expenses like setting up and taking down the circuit. Although it doesn't have ongoing maintenance costs like a permanent circuit, the organizers estimate these tasks could total around 100 million euros. IFEMA is counting on private contributions to cover the 48 million euros per year fee and additional expenses for the Formula One Grand Prix. However, past experiences show that circuits, especially in Europe, often run at a deficit because making them consistently profitable is challenging. Sources familiar with the Madrid project express frustration for not securing financing from any IBEX company. Now, IFEMA plans to conduct a tender, inviting investors to propose joining the project. Currently, 2 potential operators are in consideration, but it's unlikely they will cover the entire cost, requiring public funds. Montreal serves as an example of the difficulty in making a circuit profitable. The Generalitat has had to invest public money regularly to enhance and renovate it, such as the 30 million euros spent on improvements. There's a past example that both Ayuso and Almeida have tried to distance themselves from, and that's the Grand Prix of Europe held in Valencia from 2008 to 2012, promoted by the PP under Francisco Camps and Rita Barbera, who were influential figures in the party just like Ayuso and Almeida are today. Unfortunately, the Valencia Grand Prix became a source of debt and corruption for the Valencian country, resulting in debts that were only settled last year, leading to losses totaling 300 million euros. This could be a warning for Madrid, as a similar pattern unfolded in Valencia. After an initial positive year, the Generalitat Valenciana had to step in during the economic crisis, injecting money to keep the Grand Prix going. This historical scenario could serve as a déjà vu for Madrid's future with the Formula One project. The challenge with having 2 circuits in the same country is that they may struggle to attract enough people once the initial excitement wears off. Additionally, it's tough to find local sponsors willing or able to fund the events. Both Madrid and Barcelona face the common threat of declining audiences and fans if they continue hosting races. Over the past 2 decades, TV audiences in Spain have been impressive, largely due to popular drivers like Fernando Alonso and more recently Carlos Sainz Jr. The future of Sainz is uncertain, and while Alonso's experience suggests his career may not last much longer, the absence of a local driver typically leads to lower TV ratings and attendance at circuits. Interestingly, a potential solution for both Madrid and Barcelona could be a young Catalan talent, Pepe Martí, who is competing in Formula 2 this season. He represents a promising prospect that might help boost interest in the races. The rationale behind the investment in the Madrid Grand Prix, despite reservations about the track layout, centers on the belief that a 500 million investment will yield substantial returns in taxes and consumer spending over a 10-year period. While personal endorsements are withheld, it is essential to approach this as a business venture with a defined plan and expected return on investment, ROI. Comparing it to other public events like the San Isidro Fair in May highlights the need for an objective evaluation of the venture. Drawing from past experiences, such as the Valencia promoters' claims turning out to be a cover for misappropriation of public funds, raises valid concerns. The involvement of a political party with a history of financial impropriety during the pandemic adds complexity to the situation. Despite potential apprehensions, the current Madrid Grand Prix deal is intricately tied to the specific track location and the financial commitments of parties involved in that zone of Madrid. Moving the event to a different venue would necessitate renegotiating contracts and could face resistance from invested parties. While acknowledging concerns about the track quality, including roundabouts and the use of public regional funds amid cuts to public services, it's essential to anticipate potential challenges. The involvement of both public regional funds and private sector funding, with commitments until 2023, requires careful monitoring to ensure accountability. Additionally, clarifying details such as the location being IFEMA rather than FITR and dispelling any association with the new Real Madrid stadium helps establish accurate information for a more informed discussion. In other words, the Madrid Grand Prix investment is a complex business decision with potential benefits and risks. A constructive approach involves evaluating the venture objectively, considering past experiences, and ensuring transparency in financial dealings to address concerns and promote a successful and responsible outcome. But if this is the fate of Barcelona, are there any more classical races in danger? Canada is a classic race, but some people feel like the powers that be are mistreating Montreal, favoring American races. Monaco and Spa, along with tracks that cost $25 million, are considered classics and should stay on the calendar. There's a suggestion that Silverstone should be the first to leave. While drivers may like it and Brits may find it important, some think it's a terrible place for racing and usually leads to unexciting races. Spa looks impressive on TV, but some are not interested in going there due to the often muddy and rainy conditions and a constant risk that all the effort might be for nothing with the cars zooming by every few minutes. Zandvoort used to be a fan favorite, but recently it has been spoiled with all the recent upgrades, especially for F1 races.